Britney, Britney, Britney. Today, that is what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at Britney Spears Everytime, hashtag free Britney. Although I think she's made some better steps with her conservatorship, one of those. And I also remember getting one of her later albums, the In The Zone album, which had this song on it actually, which is probably not my favourite. If you haven't heard it, I'd recommend just cherry picking a few of the songs out. Yin Yang Twins, In The Zone is a good one. But so today we're going to be looking at Everytime Britney Spears. It's quite contrasting to last week's set of songs where I was encouraging you to be experimental with your tones, with your delivery, with your style, with your dynamics. But today it's not quite the same thing. If anything, you're pulling everything back. But first of all, we got to warm up. So hold on a minute. Let me just go over there. So let's start with our warm-ups. Generally we want to start with breathing exercises. Keep an eye on yourself and keep a marker of how well you're doing each week. Generally, I would hope that you already have an understanding about your own natural breathing rhythm from doing our yoga classes together. If you haven't seen those, then go and check those out right now. I've got one for anxiety and one for waking up the whole body. One's 20 minutes, one's 50 minutes, so nice and easy. I would recommend doing the 50-minute one before you start singing, especially if it's at the beginning of the week, or especially if you've been feeling under the weather or something like that. You have to make sure that your body is good to go. But sometimes I like to, even if I've been doing yoga, even if I have been doing a lot of stuff with my body, I still like to make sure that those areas of the body where my singing depends on is nice and ready. So it's always a good idea just to start with rolling your shoulders, roll them backwards and roll them forwards. Try to keep an eye on what your hands are doing, almost like you're on a locomotion. And you want to do some inhale, arms going up, and exhale, arms coming down. Inhale, arms coming up, and exhale, arms going down. Good. It's also good to do some forward folds. Bring it back up again, forward folds, bring it back up again. Make sure that your legs are nice and open, your feet are nice and connected. Even if you're wearing heels, it's nice to warm up in bare feet first of all, just so that you make sure that all of the muscles of your feet are going to be on your side, you know? You wanna always feel super balanced and super stable. When you're singing, that is the main thing. Your diaphragm and your lungs will only kind of work in your favor when you're singing if the rest of your body is feeling nice and balanced and nice and calm. You know, if your body at any time feels like it needs to be in fight or flight or freeze, like i.e. panic mode, i.e. if you're breathing like this, or if you're feeling a bit stressed or a bit panicky, like always happens before shows, make sure that first of all you've taken your body through the steps and that you are feeling like everything is under control. You know, your mind is in control, you know. So yeah, you want to do some shoulder rolls, some arms up and down, really moving all of this space around so all the blood starts to flow to where exactly you need it, i.e. the intercostal muscles that run down the side of your rib cage that helps you expand and contract. So a good breathing exercise to start with, especially if you're just starting out in singing. Nice and simple. Exhale everything out. You breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's good to do that. It's good to inhale, hold, and then breathe out. And then each time what you would do is you would exhale for longer, and then even hold for longer. After you've been doing the inhale for 4, hold for 4, 6, 8, whatever, exhale for whatever you feel like. Then I would start to really slowly introduce like humming and buzzing. So with humming, you would just exhale. It's just a simple hum. A good buzzing to start with is a v. So then you do the same thing again. Inhale, hold. A good one. So you've got the humming, you've got the and then now you've got as if you're like zhuzhing your hair, zhuzhing your clothes, zhuzhing your cat or your dog. Then that's a good one as well. So you've almost got that shh noise, this hissing, but you're bringing the voice into play as well, but in a very safe way. And a good thing to do each week, or however often you're doing your breathing exercises and you're warming up and you're getting ready to sing, if you're thinking about it in a very serious way, is to keep a note. Keep a note. This week, I was able to get up to 16. I was able to hold that out for a count of 16, and that's when it started to become challenging. The next week you do the same thing. Don't have a look at your notes from the week before. Do it, write down your numbers, and then compare, and then you'll get a really good idea on where you're at, what kinds of things you need in your week in order to be fulfilling your singing prophecy. You know, let's say some weeks are going to be more stressful than others, and that really impacts your breathing. You know, your breathing is something that is key. If you don't have good breath control, say goodbye to the health of your voice, let's just say. So we've got the humming, the buzzing. Now we've got the next thing that I like to do is lip rolls, which I'm sure you've all seen. You can get a good idea on how well you have control over your breathing, and you're also starting to warm up the voice here as well. So a good one to start with is just Sirens. When you're doing Sirens, I would say you can do as many as you like. They're safe, they're quick, they're easy, they're free. You can do them anywhere. You can do them, you know, people are quite used to seeing people doing them in bathrooms before gigs. You know, we don't always have dressing rooms, so we go to bathrooms before gigs and we do. If you're really cut for time before a gig, doing simple things like this, like the breathing exercises, the humming and the buzzing and the lip rolls, will get you really warmed up into a place where you will feel like walking onto stage and you'll feel warmed up. Not always the easiest thing to do, but a good thing to do. It's hard to do a lip roll when you're thinking of the sound E. So that's a good one. And when you're doing your lip rolls, if you're just warming up for fun or for practicing, let's say, and for fun, start off doing your low range. Just from the low to the mid, from the low to the mid, from the low to the mid, and then when you're working your way up, gently start to kind of edge into your higher range. And not everyone is so comfortable with lip rolls because of lip tension and jaw tension. But if you can roll your tongue like a Spanish R, you can do that, and you can also physically get yourself in a space where you can do lip rolls by squishing your cheeks together. Not the prettiest sight, so I apologise. Yeah, you don't need to push them in so much. And if lip rolls are just 24/7 out of the question, humming, buzzing, and also the next thing that I wanted to speak to you about, a really helpful tool in warming your voice up, is the NG sound. The NG noise for going through your whole song with is a good one as well. That's a good one too for doing that. Oh, and when your nose starts to buzz and your lips start to tingle a bit, then you've got all the blood moving to the right places, and you can start to feel that resonance that moves through all of the apparatus that you need. Moves through all of the apparatus that you need. Moves all through your apparatus that you need. And then the next thing, so once we've done our humming, our buzzing, our NG, our breathing exercises, once you're starting to feel like, okay, I've got a bit of a vibe now, I've caught a bit of a vibe. If you are into rap music, or if you have any poems, let's say, or any kind of spoken word, so if you have any of your favourite verses by any of your favourite artists, a great way to warm the teeth, the lips and the tongue up, teeth, lips and tongue, yep, right way around, is to just put on your favourite rap tune, put it on really loud, really rap as if you are biting into the consonants, I'm not going to do it for you right now, but that's been one of my things. If I'm warming up and I'm not quite catching the vibe, I've done my exercises, I'm feeling like it's a bit stale, a bit boring, okay, fine, I know what I have to do. Put on some hip hop, some rap music really loud, or a song that you happen to know a lot of the words to. Like, get a good 16-bar verse in that you kind of know, or find one that you like and learn it. Do it as a rapper would, you know, you put everything out there, you know, use all of your facial muscles and get all of your diction ready to go. So I would just cut myself off there, but that is, I think, if you're not catching the vibe with these exercises that can feel a bit sterile, especially if you do them over and over again for years, then I would say a good thing to do is to just like throw it out the window, get whatever favourite rap song you like, and then just start going for it. Preferably like a fast one. Kendrick Lamar one would be ideal. Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, or no Drake so much, because he's quite chilled, isn't he? As far as I know, down with the kids. And the next thing that I would start to do, clapping, we've got our voiced sirens. So I like to start with and land all the way back down where you got. So you've got two-wee, you could do g, G is a really good one for bringing the chords together. La is obviously, la is a lovely one, a good one for getting your mouth open. Whatever you want, as long as you're kind of going ooh, they're the kindest vowel sounds to start warming your voice up with. So far we've got our breathing exercises, we have got our humming, we've got our buzzing, we've got our zhuzhing, we have got the NGs, and we've got the Vs. We've done some rapping, and now we're ready to start actually thinking about singing. We want to think about legato phrasing, which is extended notes across X amount of beats. Staccato phrasing, which is generally maybe just one on the beat or a couple in between beats. You feel me? You get me? We did some voiced sirens. Wee! And then you can reverse it, so you can go yoo. That's a good one. That is pretty much all that I would suggest doing before you start singing. But if you do have a keyboard, then just running through three note scales and 5 note scales and octaves will have you in really good standing, and you'll be really tuned into your own pitch as well. But unfortunately I don't have that capability for me right here, right now. This song particularly today, Everytime, everything is very breathy, everything is almost through the H sound, so it's like every time I try to fly I fall. It's very airy on purpose, almost like a whisper. We want to keep our voices healthy while we're doing these kind of whisper tones, because whisper tones are not the best for our vocal health. So now that we're all warmed up, Britney Spears, good one. She wrote this song herself. She's very proud of the fact that she wrote this song herself and the music herself, and she was very, very strict on how she wanted the production to sound. You know, she talks about this song and she's very proud of it, and it's one of the few songs I think that she was 100% in charge of, and she was allowed to be in charge of. Obviously, because the record label probably thought that it was a great opportunity to build on some of JT's Cry Me a River money. So let's get the stats for the song. So it's Britney Spears on the music, and she also wrote it with her backing singer Annette Artani. They wrote it while they were in Capri, I think, in Italy, which is also why Mariah Carey wrote a lot of her great songs. So there must be something about that Amalfi Coast. It's in E flat major, surprisingly, but not surprisingly because it's a lullaby, I suppose, isn't it? But it's kind of got like the minor. You would think it's kind of minor, but it's not. It's in major, basically. It's released on Jive Records, and the BPM is 110, all the way slowed down. Sparse instrumentation, but it's got a tabla in it. I think that's what it's called, the Indian kind of instrument that does that. Love that. It's also got some strings in it, and it's just got piano and Britney Spears. Not really any backing vocals, I don't think. I didn't hear any, but there might be some random pads in there, maybe even some doubling up, but there are no harmonies or anything like that running through it. It's a pop ballad. As much of a pop ballad could be, it's a pop ballad. Like a lullaby, pop ballad, breathy. It's very head voice. Notice me, take my hand, why are we? You know, differing from the Corinne Bailey Rae song that we're also looking at this week, it's very private, it's not so confident, it's apologetic, it's heartbreaking really, especially, you know, in light of everything. At the time when this song came on, I don't think we all realised quite how poignant it is about her as a real person, you know, because at the time we were all very much invested in Britney Spears as the Britney Spears. She was still pretty much at the height of her career here, so now looking back on it can be a bit chilling, actually, thinking about everything that she went through in light of, you know, everything that we now know. So we've got that inner smile again, but it's almost to the extreme, like a baby voice. And it's not in a comical way, or it's not in a way, you're not using the inner smile technique to cut through. You're using it in a private moment. Every time I try to fly, I fall. Although if you do want to emulate Britney Spears, it does kind of go into a little bit cartoony. Without my wings, I feel so small. I guess I need you, baby. But Britney Spears doesn't really sound like that. This is just a vocal technique that she was made to use by her record company to sound young from way back in the day. Like if you hear Britney Spears singing when she was little, she's got like this big, wide, like rah kind of voice. You know, she's from the South. She's obviously like blues and bluegrass type thing she would have grown up hearing. So this is a technique. All of Britney Spears vocal stuff is a technique that she has been made to use all the way through her career. I would allege, you know, I'm alleging here, when we're singing this song, we want to evoke a heaven-like space. You know, I may have made it rain. Very breathy, very whispery, but we don't actually want to whisper because whispering is very bad for our voice. Let's try to begin everything with the H sound, not H vowel. H sound. Every time I try. That will give you that opening that you want to be able to maintain this open passage. And we want to shrink away. This isn't a song that you're doing out to show off. This isn't a song that is particularly challenging. It doesn't really do much for your range. It's about capturing the essence of a young girl that has made a chronic error, that has seen her life explode from it, and she's feeling regretful and and it's even like mournful, you know, you're feeling very sad about something that you've done. I may have made it rain, please forgive me. My weakness brought you pain, and this song is my sorry. You know, you're on your knees at the foot of that person like, I'm sorry. You're not asking for them to take you back because you know what you've done is just past that point. All you want is just, please forgive me. But this song is quite perfect the way that it is, and it achieves what it set out to achieve, you know. Lullaby, pop ballad, breathy, regretful, mourning, small, young girl feeling upset about something that she's done. You know, she nailed this box. Yeah, there's not much else to say about this song other than what it is. You know, I need you to approach it with respect and sincerity to what it is. It can be quite challenging if you're used to being a singer that is out and open singing songs like That's Life or like Adele songs. You want to be really pulling it back. So you could even just use this song as an exercise in testing what you sound like when you are being as small and tiny as you can. Because there's no real opening up in this song. It's, please forgive me. And you also want to use your breaths. And this song's my sorry. Using the breaths as kind of punctuation. My mistake to forgive this week, my own personal one, is the performance video that I'm giving you is a comp. It's made up of two different sections because I had a problem. I also wasn't feeling the best myself. I just couldn't switch into the mode. I couldn't get in the zone. It was not my day. Recording these performance videos, it just wasn't my day this time. Forgiveness for that, because I'm being crystal clear with you though. The first half and the second half are from two different performances and they're switched together. Yeah, I did my best. And I personally don't think I did the best job this week. Part of what I'm getting out of doing this for you guys is discipline. I just want to get things out. I want to keep it moving, and I want to be reliable for myself so that my voice just clicks back into gigging mode, performance mode. Okay, well, we've got to sing now, so okay, no matter what I'm feeling, we just got to push through. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. Yeah, that's my thing for this week, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any requests that you want to work on. If you enjoyed this and you'd like to show some gratitude, then buymeacoffee.com. That would be perfect. It's just like a $5 or something. If you could chuck me that would be great. Coffee is helpful. And yeah, follow me on Facebook, Glow Up with Alex. And my Instagram is Sunset Soul Sister, where I do the occasional IGTV, kind of documenting how I'm doing behind the scenes. And that's about it.